Whether you need music for a video or audio track, be sure to check out the Creative Music X webpage or connect on Twitter or Instagram. Welcome everyone to my channel. My name is Jason. Today I'll be talking about family foundations. Almost forgot what it was there. Hey, listen, before I start and get into this, right, I want to just tell you a quick story. So, as you can see, I'm wearing a red sort of themed top now. I was about to film this wearing a grey sort of top, similar design. But my eldest son said to me, Dad, if you wear that top, people may not like your video. It looks boring, and then therefore they may not watch it. Now, he didn't say it in exactly those words, but that's what he basically said. He told me not to wear the grey top because it was boring, and that people may not like it, and then they may not want to watch my video. So hey, I took what he said on board, and I've changed it. So I hope you guys approve of this top. Bear in mind, he knows that if you do not approve, then he's getting a timeout. So it's on you. Anyway, with that being said, let's get into the video. This is TIFF. My name is Jason. Stay tuned. Hey, today we're talking about parenting foundations. Now, just a bit about me. I'm a husband with children, married for about 12 years, and I'm really passionate about family life. Now, please do subscribe, like and share, and follow and rate this video if you're watching on Rumble, as I do plan to release other parenting videos, as well as relationship and family ones too. Now, a link to my other platform will be in the description below, but firstly I want to take off my hat to those who are trying hard to raise children. This can be really, really tough, but even if you're someone who has been parenting for a while, it's never too late to revisit some basics. Now, as most of you know, a foundation can be described as something that supports from underneath. But we really know it's not that simple, because how a foundation is built and what is used to build it is essential to its effectiveness. Now, let me tell you what I mean about parenting foundations. This is really a collection of values, rules and behaviors that you will help your children live by. And it will also help you govern the way that you deal with behavior and misbehavior. Now, an example of what this is for a parent would be when you say, I will say well done when James makes an effort. And for your child, it would be something like, I will always make an effort to do my homework. Now, it's always good to write some of these things down, but in effect, you're really establishing a culture. You can do this by sitting down with your partner or spouse if you have one, or you can do it on your own or with a friend. Getting your children to contribute as a family exercise is always a good idea, or you can all do it separately and then come together to share your ideas later. Now, some of your ideas may need to change as your children get older or as circumstances change. So be sure to review your values and behaviors from time to time. Now, one of the key things a parent can do is adopt a student mindset. This mindset is really all about positioning ourselves to learn how to be better parents and to continue improving our skills, our techniques, and of course our behaviors. Now, this is where it can become difficult if you're in a crisis already. But even if that is the case, taking a deep breath and starting again may be very useful. Now, this means looking at your values and behaviors, the ones that you have previously written down, and possibly redesigning it. And sometimes you just need to reinforce a few things. Remember that having children only demands our responsibility for them, but it doesn't make us responsible parents. That's something that we must consciously do. Now, I say that because people can run away from their responsibilities rather than doing what is required. Now, when I talk about responsibilities or having responsibility, I'm really talking about your authority, having your authority over your child and fulfilling your obligation to take care of, guide, and discipline appropriately. In order to do that well, take time to build your foundation. Now, be aware, because some parents do this, or they start doing it, then they forget it even exists. Now, that's just like building half a foundation and expecting the building to survive. Now, you and your partner and spouse will have to work together. You and your partner or spouse, sorry, will have to work together to get this done. And of course, this is important because you are the two that are going to hold this foundation in place. Now, think of yourselves as the nuts, the rivets, or the bolts that hold this foundation in its place. Now, it can also be a little bit difficult here because you may have opposing views if you're working with your partner or your spouse. Now, this is where you need to really research your ideas and your differences and find out which one works best. Maybe you need to test a few of them as well. Now, I just want to show you some examples of what this means. I have something here for my wife. Now, she didn't do this. She doesn't know that I'm showing you this. But this is something that really just went up on the wall. It's visible for the children as well to see. I don't know if you can see that. And so what this will do is something like this. Sorry, cover my face. Something like this will help everyone in the household remember what they're doing or what to aim for, or, you know, how to conduct themselves in the household. What else? I'm going to read some things that people have sent to me. I did ask a few people what sort of things they try to implement in their household, and here they are. So one person said, don't give up, try and try again. Avoid laziness. Something like avoid laziness should really be, how can I put it, relevant. For example, if you don't have lazy people in your house, then there's no real reason to put something like this down. But if you do, of course, you really do want to help change or develop the way that we behave, our values and behaviors. What's the third one? The importance of forgiveness and reconciliation. That's a key thing, to learn how to forgive and how to say sorry, encouraging people to say sorry and forgive, make up and get on with life as well. What else do we have? Look after and care for your younger siblings. Hey, if you've got more than one child and you've got an older child and then a younger child, that's of course if they're not twins, then if the older child is a little bit, you know, that much older, maybe 3 years or 2 or 3 years older, then giving them or teaching them how to look after their younger sibling is a really, really, really good thing to do. You may need to have a discussion with your child about that. Think of some things that they don't do so well or things that they can improve on. Have that discussion and put that in place. You may want to write some of these down. Hey, these are different things that you can write down and put on your wall. So maybe next to your children's bed. Not a bad idea. And you put their values and behaviors down there. And then for yourself, of course, you need one for yourself. It's always good to write them down for yourself. This isn't only for your children to have them written down. This is for yourself and your partner or your spouse as well, because it's all about working together to raise children. And you want to be accountable to the things that you've said that you will do. So if you say, like I gave the example earlier on, I will reward my child, or I would say well done when my child does his or her homework or makes an effort, then you need to be accountable and make sure that you do that. What else do we have? We try to teach her, speaking of their daughter, to love everything about herself first and foremost, to have confidence, try new things, and to try hard with everything she does. Then we have growing up. My mum always taught me to aim high always, Jay. To aim high always. Double exclamation mark on that one. So that's probably something that was reinforced quite a few times. And then lastly, we have communication, trust, honesty, love above everything. Kindness are some of the few things that we try to implement. So these are really, really important things. You can turn those into statements. So you can do that as well. You can start by just talking about some of the things that you want to implement. Some of the ways that you want your children to grow, or the ways that you want your household to the direction that you want your household to move in, and look at, just start writing them down. This is what we want to do. This is what I want to do. And then turn them into statements, bullet points. Do something like what my wife done. Hey, well, that's it from me today. But look, if you want me to pick up your story, your personal story, then you can email me. You don't have to give your name. You can remain anonymous, and I'll be happy to pick up your story personally. And if you have any questions, of course, you can put them in a comment section below. But this is Tiff. My name is Jason, and I'll see you on the next show.